What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Lawrence with Sim Coaches, and we're gonna talk about our steering wheel in this video. This is gonna be super cool because this is the first time I'm actually gonna go in detail about what we're doing with the wheel. There's still some things that I can't tell you, but there's still a lot that I can, and that's so exciting. So here's the face of the wheel. This is what it's going to look like. This is the confirmed design. We're not making any changes now at this point to the design of the wheel. You can see on the face, on both, it's symmetrical completely. The sides match one another, and it has really nice curvature. I mean, it looks really, really good. But looking at the wheel, we basically put 8 buttons total on it. The encoders that are down here technically could count as a button because they do have button click, but these 4 buttons are the 4 buttons that we have on each side that are going to actually be tactile switches. They have such good clicks. Every time that you press a button, it doesn't matter if you have gloves, if you use bare hands, you're going to know that you clicked on the button. It's going to click really nice. Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's Lawrence, and if you're watching this video right now, it's likely because you're interested in our steering wheel. Now, if you want to become one of the very first to know when we're launching the steering wheel, all the details, everything that there is to know about it, then what you need to do is text WHEEL to 702-246-2295. Text WHEEL to 702-246-2295, and that's gonna get you guys on our exclusive list of people that are interested about our steering wheel. And what we're gonna do is give you guys the information that we have about it when it comes out first. You guys are going to be the very first group to know where you can buy it, when you can buy it, how much it's gonna cost, what's included in our Founders Edition offer, and all these cool things. So make sure you text WHEEL to 702-246-2295, and we'll get you guys on the extremely exclusive list. All right, let's get back to your video. The cool thing that we're doing about the buttons is we're going to make billet button caps. Now, these caps that I have here in my hand, these are 3D printed because we're just testing everything. But the caps that we're doing are going to be billet. The thing that's really cool about that is it gives them a nice feel. So you know when you're pressing down the button, and sometimes you can tell that it's like, it's got this like cheap plastic feel to it. That's not gonna be the case here. The buttons that we're putting on our steering wheel are going to be billet aluminum, so they're going to feel great. But the best part is it allows us to anodize them different colors. We're going to actually have the capability to make all the buttons on the wheel just different colors that you guys like. So that's really cool. That's awesome because up to now, we really haven't offered any anodizing or any customization or colors or any options like this with our products. So this is going to be the first time that we actually have that, and that's exciting. We right on the buttons, we have these button guards, and the button guard is gonna mount on the front of the wheel just like that, if you could see that. And this is gonna be billet aluminum as well, so we'll be able to anodize these and offer these in different colors. The thing about the button guard is it's really just there to help separate the buttons. It gives you a little bit, especially like if you're in VR, it gives you this guard that, you know, when you graze your finger by it, you know where you're at. You can always tell with your position on the steering wheel that, like, you know, which button it is that you're pressing up against. So it just helps make things feel a little bit better for you, you know, while you're holding the steering wheel in your hand. Now, one thing that we haven't actually figured out yet with the wheel is how we're gonna do the grips. How do we make them feel? What material do we use them out of? You know, what is the shape that we use when we're making the grips on the steering wheel? These are all questions that we still have. We haven't actually figured this out yet. We've been messing around with like Play-Doh and things like this to try to make different grips inside of our hand. But we haven't actually come down to something yet that actually feels like it can cover a wide range of people. So I don't know, we might do something a little bit more basic with the grips, you know, so that it does actually feel great in everybody's hands versus trying to make it a little bit more, I don't know, ergonomic and make it to where your fingers all drop into the certain pockets, because not all of us have the same hand size. So what feels good to me might not feel good to you. And so we have to try to make sure that we can do this and make it feel really good just in everybody's hands, because this wheel is gonna be amazing. Up by the thumbs up here, these are gonna be scrollers, scroll wheels. So they're really easy to reach with your thumbs. You don't have to stretch for them at all. You can see here, they're just well within reach when your thumb is like inside of these pockets. So there's no reaching for them. They're gonna be really comfortable and really just a small touch away when you have to use it. Now, the goal for the encoders here on the top is to make sure that they have a real nice click. So you can feel when you scroll these, the clickiness underneath your hand. That's really something that we wanted to always make sure. Everything that we're using on the wheel has to have a really nice feel to it, has to have a nice click for the tactile switches. The rotary switches underneath your hands have to have a nice click every single time that they rotate. The detents have to feel amazing. The encoders down here that we're going to turn can't be too light. They have to have a nice amount of pressure so that, you know, you don't have like, you guys might feel, have you ever felt like sometimes when like you turn the steering wheel, the encoder is so light that you like skip a few forward? Because I hate that. So we want to make sure that when you grab the encoder, it has a nice click every single time, and you can tell when you're going 1, when you're going 2, when you're going 3 clicks, and so on. You can tell the difference in each one of those. When it comes to the screen, we're still testing which screen is the screen that we want to go with. It's possible that we might go with the Vocore, but we've also been testing with the USB D480. So we're not sure which screen it is yet that we're going to put inside the wheel, but it's either going to be a Vocore USB D480. The steering wheel will be SimHub compatible. So that's really cool. You will be able to upload whatever dash it is that you want to use on the front screen of your steering wheel. They're all compatible with SimHub. We've been thinking about maybe incorporating telemetry and these other things with the steering wheel, but we'll see where that goes. We'll kind of see what it is and what limits it we're able to push with the steering wheel. The buttons down here on the very bottom, these 3 are going to be encoders, so they'll have nice encoders, and then this is going to be a 7-way funky right down here on the very bottom, so you'll have all those controls of the funky switch. We do have the LED bar up on the top, and then the ABS braking bars here on the side, so that you can actually see when you're getting closer to lockup on those LED bars. So you can really always just be pushing your braking zone to the limit. You can try to really feel when you're getting to close to lockup, but be right there at that threshold. Now, something that I don't have here is what the back casing of the steering wheel looks like. The entire steering wheel, we wanted to have a real beautiful aesthetic to it. So we focused on not just making a steering wheel with no curves, we added nice looking curves to it so it looks beautiful, but also on the back casing of the steering wheel, we added some nice beautiful edges to it. So it's not just wasted material. The entire thing is just a piece of art. It's gonna look beautiful when it gets delivered to you guys. Now, a little bit of details that you guys have been surely asking about the steering wheel. When is it going on sale? When are we gonna offer it? All these different things. You will see a lot more information about this steering wheel going on sale very, very soon. We are going to do a launch for the steering wheel where there's going to be 50 quantity of these. It's either going to be 50 or 30 that we're going to offer, and that's all we're going to offer. It's going to be a Founders Edition. I'm going to tell you, you are going to want to have a Founders Edition wheel. It's going to have a lot of things offered with it that you're not going to get with any of the other wheels come out or that are offered when we offer them. So you're going to want to get the Founders Edition of the steering wheel. There's so much stuff that's going to make that just a really badass piece. You'll learn a lot more about when you can buy the steering wheel, the launch date of it, and the Founders Edition in just a little bit. We'll start actually publishing a lot more content and giving that to you guys. But what I can tell you is when the Founders Edition wheel launches, it's not just going to be the steering wheel. You're going to get the steering wheel plus a bunch of different bonuses, a bunch of different add-on customized pieces that only those people that have the Founders Edition steering wheel are going to get. So it's going to be extremely special. When you start to see some of the material pop up online about the Founders Edition wheel, make sure you sign up for it. Make sure you become one of the first to know, because that is going to go quick. We are going to sell out of these extremely fast. So make sure that you're one of the first to know about it. Now, you might be wondering, what is the diameter of the wheel? We went with a 300mm diameter wheel. So it's gonna be 300mm. We've still been able to fit all of the buttons, the screens, the LEDs, all the beautiful pieces that you really want in a 300mm platform. The thing that's nice about the 300mm, there's not a lot of 300mm wheels that are actually offered out there. And so that's the market that we wanted to first jump into and kind of see how it goes from there, and then we'll start to branch out into different sizes. But yeah, for a 300mm wheel, this one actually feels just amazing. It feels really good inside of your, but yeah, it's gonna be great for a 300mm wheel. Now, last thing I wanna talk about the steering wheel is the big thing about modern day steering wheels is a lot of the time they look beautiful, they look great. But as a lot of you guys know, you've been running into issues with your steering wheels turning on, turning off, flickering middle of your race, not properly displaying the data. And you guys have been told that it's because of your PC, it's a bandwidth issue, you need to get USB powered hubs, different things. And yeah, in many cases, that did actually help band-aid the issue and resolve it for a short period of time. But as technology is going to get better, the flashing and all of that with steering wheels is just going to end up getting worse. So the biggest thing that we actually focused on with our steering wheel is going to be correcting the problem where the screens are flashing, where they're turning on, they're turning off. The steering wheel it disconnects in the middle of a race. Our steering wheel solves that problem. It will not have that issue. We've actually done a ton of research into why steering wheels are having this problem. And after about the last 6 months, we figured out what it is that's causing the steering wheels to turn on and turn off and not properly stay on the entire time that you're racing with them. And that's extremely exciting because we found that piece out, this is going to be the very first steering wheel that we can guarantee is not going to turn off on you in the middle of a race. You're not going to have any extra peripherals with this steering wheel. It'll have a USB harness that'll come out and you can plug it straight into the USB port on your PC. You're not going to need a powered USB hub. You're not going to need any of these extra things. You will simply just be able to plug this straight into your computer and it's going to work 100% of the way that it's intended to work without anything extra. That's such a big deal because it's going to be extremely reliable. We've been able to figure out what is causing the steering wheels to turn on and turn off. And because of that, you can know that when you purchase this wheel, you're not going to have to worry about that issue anymore. It's always going to stay on for you. The other cool thing about that is because we did figure that out, all of our future steering wheels that we come out with are also going to solve that issue. So you can have a peace of mind as you look at different SimCoaches steering wheels that we might release in the future, because we know that we fixed that issue and you're not going to run into it anymore. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. Make sure that you keep your eye out because like I said, there's going to be a lot of information about this wheel. It's going to be starting to come out extremely soon. And you're not going to want to miss it. We are coming up to the point of when we're starting to get ready to actually show you guys a full working model. And that's so exciting. It's gonna be so cool. So make sure that if you aren't already, hit the subscribe button, subscribe to the channel, because you're gonna want to see and you're gonna want to hear a lot more information about our wheel that's coming out and how it's just gonna be just one of the most amazing things that we have. Now, when it comes to the design, the face of the steering wheel is going to be carbon fiber. I'm sure at some point we'll have different offerings for different carbon fiber, like forged and just different weavings and all this that we can offer. But we'll start off with just a regular carbon fiber plate for the front face. The back is gonna be billet aluminum machined. Again, right here, we're going to anodize it. It'll more than likely be a black anodized plate, but we'll see. Things right there might change on the back. It's going to have the paddle shifters, and then the Founders Edition is only going to be offered with the dual clutches as well. So it's going to come with dual clutches, the paddle shifters, the beautiful art piece of the nice billet backing, and then of course, all the cool electronics that are inside. As we do with literally every single product that we make here at SimCoaches, all of our stuff comes with a lifetime warranty. We get asked all the time, what does that mean? Because it's kind of confusing to have a lifetime warranty. But let me tell you guys, when you hear lifetime warranty and you think, man, if I run into any issues with their products, you're telling me that they'll fix them for you. Yes, that is what I'm telling you. That is why you can purchase SimCoaches products and you can have confidence in what it is that you're purchasing. I know that our equipment is not the cheapest, but we go out and we try to offer and give you guys the absolute best value that we possibly can. So when you get your hands on your steering wheel, it's going to come with a lifetime warranty, just like our pedals do, just like our handbrakes do, just like our computers do. And you'll know that you are protected. You can actually play with the thing. And if you run into any issues at all, we'll get it back, we'll fix it, and we'll get it back to you in perfect working condition again. Electronics are hard, let's be honest. Even when you try to do things 100% right the entire time, there are sometimes things that you just run into. Maybe the PCB board just happened to have a bad capacitor on it. There's different things that you're just not in control about that you can still run into. So that's why we want to give you guys the absolute best warranty that we can with our lifetime warranty. You can actually feel comfortable. You know that if anything happens with your steering wheel, you're completely covered. It's no big deal. Just get back in contact with us and we'll get it fixed and we'll get you back out there on track. All right, so that's the video on our steering wheel. If there's any questions you guys have about this thing, leave it in the comments below. I'll make sure we do a good job at coming back, replying to all of your guys' comments. As we even have a working model wheel and we make one, I'll come back and I'll make another video, show you guys what it looks like, because it's so sweet. All of the renderings that we have on the PC, it's literally, I'm biased obviously, but it is literally the coolest steering wheel that I've ever seen. It's so awesome. Elijah did an amazing job with the way that he designed it and the revisions and the changes that he had to go through. This is about a year and a couple months in the making. And it's so cool. I'm so excited to actually bring this thing to you guys because a lot of you have been waiting for it for a long time. So again, make sure that you keep your eyes peeled for all the material that is going to come out in the next coming weeks and month. And yeah, when you see that stuff, make sure that you become one of the first to know about it because you're not going to want to miss the launch of our very first steering wheel. All right, guys, I'm gonna let you go. Have a good rest of your night. Peace out.